Hello TikTokers, I'm the Christian Relationship Counsellor and I'm on YouTube, and I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe and share when you find me. Today's topic is about how do you recognise whether or not the person you're interested in is a man of God or a child of God. I'm talking from a female perspective because I'm a woman. The Bible says those who receive him and those who believe in his name, he gave the right to become children of God. He gave them the right to become children of God. But, however, if that person does not follow his commandments, then that right is waived. It's to do with your actions, not just because you say you believe in his name. It doesn't give you automatic right to become a child of God. It's a bit like citizenship. When you apply for citizenship, or a passport, you are given a passport, and that allows you to stay in the country, but it doesn't give you an automatic right to enjoy all of the rights that somebody indigenous or somebody who's born in the country has. So this is a bit like the Christian way. God gives us the right to become children of God, but unless you obey his commandments and do his will, you cannot qualify at the end. And that's why he says many will be called, but very few will be chosen, because some people sit back, become complacent and think, oh yes, I've been baptized, I go to church, and that's all I need to do. And that's how people get taken in. People become complacent in the church. As long as somebody says, oh, I was baptized, or I'm a Christian, it's almost like people let their guard down. They no longer use their spirit of discernment, and anybody can infiltrate them. All the weeds can come around them and take away the little healthy nourishment that God has given them. They can take it all away. So what I would like to do today is just kind of help you recognize. I'll remind you to recognize, not to take your relationship with God for granted, not to become complacent. So a lot of people, number one, can be deceived by appearances, for example. Especially the traditional Christians who believe that you shouldn't wear makeup, or you shouldn't wear earrings, or you shouldn't wear jewellery, and they judge people on that. And because of that, they won't listen to maybe somebody who looks like me, because I do not look like a traditional Christian. But God did say he doesn't judge people by their appearances, he judges people by their heart. He who have ears, let them hear. So this isn't really a criticism. It's just about how our minds work, how we can be conditioned, how we've been manipulated over the years to put some people aside and bring other people in your lives. And the people that you're bringing in your lives are not necessarily the people who are good for you. Sometimes you bring people in your lives who are going to cause you harm and who have been brought in to steal your joy. So you need to have an open mind. The Bible says you have to have a spirit of openness. You have to be willing to listen. You have to be willing to learn. If you're too shut down, you're going to be destroyed. So I took out this from the internet, and it says biblical manhood, the definition of biblical manhood. And these are for women in the church who are looking for a man. So it can be boiled down to 5 basic principles, which each man is expected to conform to. And these are humility. Anyone can come over and say that they're humble. I mean, we all, in my previous video about the covert narcissist, he comes over as a humble person. Doesn't mean he is humble, but you'll know if he's humble or not when he gets riled up. How quick does he get riled up? When is he impatient? And what does he do when he's impatient? So humility is a constant thing. It's not something that you can just put on and it lasts. And then you have, does he control his appetite? Is he able to control his appetite? Is he moderate or is he greedy? Protecting his family, his shepherd. Safety versus control. Is he trying to keep the family safe, or is it just a ploy to control you? You have some people who say, oh, I don't want you to do this, I don't want you to talk to that person, I don't want you to go here, I don't want you to go there, under the guise of keeping you safe, when it's really a ploy to control you. Provides for his family. He ensures that their basic needs are met. Is he interested in how you pay your bills? Is he interested in how you get along? Is he interested in you as an individual? Or is he just saying, I love you? But you can tell that because he's not interested in certain aspects of your life, it's not true. It's just a ploy to get you on side. He leads his family, offers good guidance. Is the guidance good? Is it relevant? Is it true? Is it necessary? Some people, they offer their opinion. Is it guidance, or is it just their opinion? So men who fail to meet these expectations are not behaving as men, biblically speaking, but as something less noble. Men of God are compassionate, abounding in love, and slow to anger. When they're angry, how do they behave? Some people, they're not in a relationship long enough to find out how somebody behaves when they're angry. They're so caught up in the honeymoon period that they haven't had a chance to see what that person is like when they're angry. And it's really important to wait for that moment when you see that person when they're angry. Do they smash things? Do they break things? Do they walk out? Will they hit you when they're angry? How do they respond? It's very important to know. They must be willing to learn. Like I said, a man who is held in honour yet lacks understanding and a teachable heart is like the beasts that perish. They have to be willing to be open to learning. Do they listen to you? Are you able to have a two-way conversation? They must have unwavering integrity, like Daniel, one of the most godly people in the Bible. Integrity is where you say what you mean what you say. And you don't go around the houses. You're responsible, you're reliable, you're constant, and you're consistent. That is unwavering integrity. Very, very good trait. And you can tell what integrity when a man will tell you something and it's backed up. If it's not, you'll know that they have no integrity. And these are the things you look for: consistency. Courageous and fearless. Do they stand up to their beliefs? Wholeheartedly. And a few other traits: need to be committed, responsible, self-control, be patient, obedience and loving. Obedience can be obedient to the law. God does say you need to be obedient to the law. We do have a hierarchy in all things. We have the slave and the slave master. We have the ruler and the ruled. And we know where we are in that. And if there is a law in place, provided it is for our protection and it's been set down, we need to follow the rules. It's not about rebelliousness and things like that. So when you're looking for a man of God, you just really have to be, like I'm always saying, use your spirit of discernment. Are they obeying the 10 Commandments? Do they have, what is the other thing I wrote down? Okay, he does what is right and is righteous. He follows God's commandments. Anyone who does not do what is right is not a child of God, nor is anyone who does not love his brother. What is his relationship with his family like? And when they talk about a brother, that doesn't need to be a biological brother. What's his relationship like with other people? Does he have a loving relationship with people? Or is everybody his enemy? He has no friends. Nobody likes him. He doesn't like anybody. These are the telltale signs of a child of God. If they do not love their brother, they cannot love you. And it means that they do not love themselves. So, and anyone who does not do what is right, when you're thinking about what is right, you have right and wrong. What is right for one person is not right for another. But love is constant in any language. When you show love, you show care. When you love somebody, you're considerate. You know what you're more likely to be attentive. How are you going to church? Is there anything I can do? And you have to be careful not to be taken advantage of, because that's why I say to Christians, be careful who you take on. Look at their characteristics. Don't just help people willy-nilly. look at their heart